Now, this is an illustration of the application of our generating functions in solving for number of ways or combinatorial problems in order for us to guarantee to select 4 members from this given multiset: 2 B's, 1 C, 2 D's, and 1 E. So let us try to write here first the set again. So you have 2 B's. Okay, that's 2 B's. 2 times B. You have 1 C, 2 D's, and then 1 E. So to identify the number of ways, we're just going to solve for, again, a sub n, x to the power of n. In this case, we can solve for x to the power of 4, and whatever will be that term, that answers the question. But first here is, how do we look for the generated function? So first, let's look at B. Since there are 2 B's, we can actually come up here with a generalized generated function here: 1 plus x plus x squared. In previous videos, we're able to identify bx and bx squared, right? But since it would be very difficult and very complicated for more than 3 or even 3 variables, let's just stay with no variables here. But this is for our b coefficient. So what does this mean? In our selection of 4 members, b may not be selected. What if I select this 4? So none of those b's are selected, right? So 1 is possible for that. Then what about x? This stands for selecting b once. Say, for example, one of the b's are selected here, 1c and 2d, that comprises 4. So one of the b's are selected. And what if this is what happens? This means that both of those b's, identical b's, are selected in the 4 members. That is why this is the good and the correct form for the generated function for the b alone. Now for our c, since there's only 1, c may not be selected, or c may be selected once, because there's only 1 c. It cannot be selected more than once, right? So there's a possibility it would not be selected. So for example, I'll be selecting 2 b's and 2 c. Definitely c is not part of that selection of 4 members. Okay, now this is for our c. For d, that's similar to our b. That's 1 plus x squared. That's for our d. And for our e is also 1 plus x. So once we are done with all of these 4 generated functions, simply try to simplify them or multiply them. Or, by the way, you can also try to predict about the exponents being added, right? But I would like to show you here the method of multiplying them to guarantee the correct coefficient for x to the power of 4. That is what we just need here, x to the power of 4. So when you multiply that, let's group this by pair. How about this one and this one first? So and they will have the same product, by the way, because they have the same components. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times x is x times 1 is x times x is x squared times 1 is another x squared times x is x cubed. So we'll have here 1 plus 2x squared plus x cubed, which is also similar for the second pair, because then again we have the same components multiplied to one another. So 1 plus 2x squared plus x cubed. Again, you can even predict here. Later I'm going to jump into that. I'm going to show you the prediction as well, but it may not be true, or it may not be easy for all of us. Basically, let's stick with this in the meantime. So by distribution, take note that's 4 times 4, so 16 terms. 1 times 1 is 1. And I multiply it immediately. Please bear with me. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2x is 2x. 1 times 2x squared is 2x squared. 1 times x cubed is 1x cubed. Next, 2x times 1, 2x. 2x times 2x, that's 4x squared. 2x times 2x squared, 4x cubed. 2x times x cubed is 2x to the power of 4. Next, 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. Then you will have here 2x squared times 2x is 2x cubed. Next, 2x squared times 2x squared is 4x to the power of 4. Then you will have here 2x squared times x cubed is actually 2x to the power of 5. You can still continue, but I'm going to make some comments later on, so please bear with me. Next, you have x cubed times 1 is x cubed. Then you will have here x cubed times 2x is 2x to the power of 4, plus x cubed times 2x squared is 2x to the power of 5, plus x cubed times x cubed is x to the power of 6. Now, at this point, there's no need to simplify this by combining similar terms. Yes, you can do that. It's okay. Again, there's no need. Why? We just need to find the total coefficient for x to the power of 4. So with this, your x to the power of 4 is this one here. This is your x to the power of 4. And that's your x to the power of 4. Now simply add them. 2x to the power of 4 plus 4x to the power of 4 plus 2x to the power of 4. You will get 8x to the power of 4. In short, the number of ways of selecting 4 objects or 4 members from this given multiset is actually equal to 8. That is the answer. We don't need to combine all of them. But of course, you may. Just make sure that you will see to it that all processes are correct, because you might commit some errors later. Now, I also made mention earlier that there might be some options that you may not continue just by prediction, because look into this one here. 2x to the power of 5 is a result, if I'm correct, was where was this? 2x squared times x cubed, right? That's 2x to the power of 5. Since our problem is only selecting 4 members, you don't need to do that, because that would result to x to the power of 5, meaning selecting 5 objects. But then again, if you would just simply like to know the actual flow of process, you can do that. But just by the purpose of distinction, you don't need to do that. You don't need to multiply x cubed and x cubed. Even this, even multiplying 1 and 1, you don't need to do that, because it doesn't give us x to the power of 4. That is our target. So you can trim down your process into getting only those possibilities that will get you x to the power of 4. One of which is x times x cubed. Similar here, x cubed times x. And also, you will have here x squared times x squared. Those are the only combinations that you can try. I'll take note, 2x times x cubed is 2x to the power of 4. X squared times 2x squared is 4x to the power of 4. X cubed times 2x is 2x to the power of 4, which will still give us a result of 8. See? That is the application for our generated functions in determining a number of ways. Now, you can manually do that. You can even list on your own. Of course, systematic listing is the very first type of counting technique we've learned in high school, by listing them systematically, in short. So you have, say, for example, B, C, D. There are 2 B's, right? B, C, E, right? You don't need to repeat B, B, C, D, because it's identical, right? So you can list down all of them as, and then the point here is just 8 of them. Okay, no duplications for the rest. Now, I'm just going to insert one problem here, so that at least all of our efforts here of combining all terms will pay off. And this will also be another thing to consider if you really want to jump on predictions or show the entire solution. Because what if I'm going to add another problem here, selecting 5 objects, selecting 3 objects. So same thing, add those with x to the power of 5. You have 2 and 2. So the answer here is 4. For x cubed, that's 1. Plus 4 is 5. Plus 2 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. So your answer here is 8 as well. So that is also another, if there are, some problems with A, B, C unknowns, so you can also show the rest of here and not focus on predictions. But predictions could also be easier and faster if you can guarantee that you're doing it right. Okay, so that is for this example illustration of those applications of using generated functions to solve combinatorial problems. Thank you very much for watching.